Episode 9 is said to hold many different twists and turns as well as surprises in this movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie is exactly how JJ is going to handle the character of Rey and her journey from start to finish of the plot of this film that will conclude this current trilogy. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Rey's connection to Anakin Skywalker in Episode 9. Specifically, a description of Rey modifying Anakin's lightsaber on a stone table inside of a cave of some kind. It's described that the blue kyber crystal is floating in front of Rey, where it's described that once Rey touches the crystal, she begins to feel a connection to its past owners, such as Anakin Skywalker. It's described that there is a quick sequence of numerous lines from Revenge of the Sith cued for the scene that runs in the background as Rey begins to hear the voices and visions of Anakin Skywalker. It's said that Rey holds some kind of connection to Anakin for an unknown reason after touching the kyber crystal as well as Luke Skywalker. So what's really intriguing about all of this is that after Rey is modifying the Skywalker lightsaber and touching the kyber crystal, she gets this deep connection to, of course, Anakin and Luke. And it's really raising a lot of questions on whether or not she is indeed an actual Skywalker in Episode 9. Now, I still believe that she is not a Skywalker in this story, only because I can't see them making her the daughter of Luke or anything around those lines. If they wanted to do something very unique, they could really make Rey a creation of Luke Skywalker's DNA from his severed hand in Empire Strikes Back. Now that to me would probably make the most sense as to why she would be a Skywalker with Luke Skywalker not knowing. That would make the most sense in my opinion. But as far as everything else goes, I think that there is more to the story here that is yet to be explained in Episode 9 as to why she has this deep connection to Anakin Skywalker and why she is hearing a lot of voices of Anakin and seeing visions of him once touching the kyber crystal from that lightsaber hilt that was used from many Star Wars movies ago. So what's really intriguing about all of this is that one of the plans for this sequence is to actually use a lot of dialogue of Anakin from Revenge of the Sith bundled all together in a very fast-paced way, where it's actually going to be a split-second type of thing where she hears a lot of voices of Anakin after touching the kyber crystal itself. Kind of similar to what she went through in that Force-back vision sequence where she heard Yoda, she heard Darth Vader's breathing, she heard another scream in the background. A lot of things were really compiled into that sequence. So that's the thing here. We do know that J.J. Abrams is bringing back the Skywalker lightsaber in a very unique way. He's changing the design. He's actually going to pretty much introduce a new form of Luke and Anakin's lightsaber that we have never seen before on the big screen, which honestly is something that I am really excited to see exactly how that's going to work into the story itself. Now, with Rey actually modifying the Skywalker lightsaber, it really makes one wonder, exactly how does she have the knowledge to do this? Well, I believe it ties into what we went over just a couple of hours ago, actually, about Rey discovering a secret from her father about the Book of the Church of the Force, and in that book, there are diagrams of lightsabers and how to build them and repair them, etc. So I believe that she learned it from that book that she finds in that tent on that desert world, which, by the way, I think is Jakku, once again. So there's a lot going on with the character of Rey. You know, the connection between both Anakin and Rey is similar to what we saw in The Force Awakens when she touches that saber and begins to hear a lot of, voices of characters that were actually connected to that lightsaber or near that lightsaber. And you can really see what's going on here is that J.J. Abrams is really trying to extend or expand the whole entire idea of the lightsaber calling to Rey for a specific reason. It really does make one wonder now, right? Exactly why did Rey actually get those visions in The Force Awakens, where Kylo Ren did not when he actually held the lightsaber in The Force, or in The Last Jedi, I should say? Well, that's because I believe that Kylo Ren already touched the Skywalker lightsaber before the events of the sequel trilogy, hence why he tells Finn, that lightsaber, it belongs to me. So he's had this thing once before, or has had it in his hands before it got taken away from him. So with that being said, guys, what do you think about the connection between both Anakin and Rey, and what do you think is really going on here? Why is Rey hearing voices of Anakin Skywalker, and why is it said that she's hearing and seeing visions of Anakin during the sequence in which she touches the Kyber crystal itself? Now, this may also tie into the sequence that we heard about a couple of months ago, in which Rey actually bonds the two halves, or the two fragments, of the blue Kyber crystal that once belonged to both Anakin and Luke in the original trilogy and in the prequel trilogy era. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.